So we're doing 4.7 day 2. So this is a lot like day 1. The first thing that you're going to do is take the first term and multiply it by the second term. So when I do that, I get a positive 12x squared. And now we need to find the factors of 12. So since this is a plus, that means that we're going to have the same signs, and they both need to be negative. So if you guys didn't know, let's say I did not know what the factors of 12 were, I'm going to take out my calculator and press table. Then I'm going to press the fraction button, put 12 on top and x on the bottom, and that's going to give me the factors of 12. So we have 1x and 12x, and since we need the same signs and they both need to be negative, we're going to have negative 1x and negative 12x. We have negative 2x and negative 6x, negative 3x and negative 4x. And if you look, see we have another 4 and 3. We already got that one. Whenever it has a fraction, that means it doesn't work, so we don't want those. So I believe that those are all the factors of 12. So now we are going to rewrite everything with, instead of the negative 7x, negative 3x, and negative 12x. So we have x squared minus 3x minus 4x, because negative 3 minus 4 equals negative 7. We have to add to equal that middle term, and then plus 12. So this negative 7 right here, that's what these two equal when they are added together. Like for example, negative 2x and negative 6x, well that would give us a negative 8, so we don't want that one. Negative 1 and negative 12 would give us a negative 13, so we don't want that one either. But negative 3 and negative 4, when they're added together, they get us the negative 7. That's the one that we want. So now we're just going to factor by grouping. So put your line down the middle. We have x squared and negative 3x. Our GCF there is just going to be an x. So we'll put our x out front. And then when we divide by x, we get x minus 3. Our GCF for our second two terms, is going to be negative 4. Remember, if this is negative, we need to make sure that our GCF is negative. So our GCF is negative 4, and when we divide, we have x minus 3. My parentheses match, so that's good. I know I did it right. So I have my GCF in my first set of parentheses, x minus 4, and my matching in the second, x minus 3. So that's the answer for number 1. All right, let's keep going with number 2. So first thing I need to do, multiply the first term by the third term. 8y squared times negative 3 is negative 24y squared. So since this is negative, we need to have different signs, but the bigger number needs to be negative. So if I didn't know what the factors of 24 were, I can press table. And I'm going to do n over d, 24 over x. So let's start at the top. The first thing I have is 1y and negative 24y. Remember, we want our bigger number negative. Then I have 2 and 12, so I have 2y and negative 12y. I have 3 and 8, so 3y and negative 8y. and then 4y and negative 6y. And I believe that's all we're going to get. So I need, when I add these numbers together, I need it to equal negative 10. Well, I know this one's not going to get me anything near negative 10. 2 minus 12 will get me a negative 10 when I add these together. That's going to get me a negative 5, and that's going to get me a negative 2. So these are the numbers I'm going to use, 2y and negative 12y. So now we rewrite the equation using 2y and negative 12y. So I have 8y squared plus 2y minus 12y minus 3. Draw in my line. My GCF for 8y squared and 2y is going to be 2y. So write that out front. When I divide, I'll get 4y plus 1. My GCF for my second two terms needs to be a negative 3. So I'm going to write my negative 3 for my GCF. Then I get 4y plus 1. Write your GCFs, 2y minus 3, and you're matching 4y plus 1. Okay? I wrote really big, I'm sorry. Let's do one more. So, number 3 is a little bit tricky because if you notice that these numbers in front, they all are even. If they're all even, then I should know right away that I have a GCF I can take out. My GCF is going to be a 2, so I'm going to take a 2 out of everything. I'm going to write my GCF in front. That's really important. I cannot forget that. And then write what I have left. So 6 divided by 2 is 3x squared. 26 divided by 2 is 13x. 24 divided by 2 is 12. So now I'm going to take my first term times my third term. So 3 times 12 is 36x squared. Again, I need to make my list. Everything's positive, so they're all going to be positive with the same signs. I'm going to change this to 36 on top so I can see what my factors of 36 are. Let's start all the way up here with 1. So I have 1x and 36x. I have 2x and 18x. 3x and 12x. 4x and 9x. 6x and 6x. And I believe that's going to be it when I check my chart. So when they're added together, I need them to equal 13. So 1 and 36, that's not going to work. 2 and 18, no. 3 and 12, no. But 4 and 9, when I add those together, that's going to get me 13. So those are the numbers I'm going to use. So now I'm going to rewrite everything. So I have my 3x squared. Instead of 13x, I'm going to use 4x and 9x, and then I have my plus 12. Draw your line down the middle. And do your GCF. So 3x squared plus 4x, my GCF is just going to be an x. When I divide, I'll have 3x plus 4. For my second set of terms, I have 9x and 12, so my GCF is going to be 3. So put a plus 3 on the outside, and when I divide, 3x plus 4. All right, so now we're going to write our answer in our two sets of parentheses. So I'm going to write my two sets of parentheses, but what's really important is that in the very beginning, I had a GCF. I had that 2. That 2 didn't disappear. We need to make sure that we bring it down in our answer. So I need to have that 2 in front, and then I have my x plus 3 for my first set of parentheses, and 3x plus 4 for my second set. And that's it. That's my answer. If you guys have any questions, just let us know and do your homework. Have fun.